What's up, folks? Chris Flores here. Time for another Chalk Talk. And today's topic is a topic we talked about before, but it's about that mind and body connection. As you can see here by this wonderful drawing by myself, you have the brain up here, a cycle pointing to the body cycle up pointing back to the brain. Too often, trainers believe that the body just does what the body does, or the mind just works as the mind works. All right, people who are into physical fitness tend to always focus on the body. People who are into psychology and stuff like that only tend to focus on the mind, and never really understanding that there's a correlation between the two. The brain feeds the body feeds the brain. It's a constant cycle going around and round and round, and you can't have one without the other. They definitely have a lot more in common than just your neck. All right, your neck is not the Lincoln Tunnel connecting two things together. There's a lot more going on besides that. So what made me get back on the subject is I got a recommendation. I believe Frank told me about this, but I'm not 100% sure. But I got a recommendation for this book called Spark. All right, let me show you right here, this book. All right, this book is a must have for every personal trainer, physical therapist, anybody working with people out there, even psychiatrists. Now, the book definitely links the correlation between the mind and the body in a way that is better explained than we can do it as personal trainers. So if you have a client coming in, they're always depressed or they have ADHD and they're kind of all over the place, this book explains why a lot of that's happening and also explains how exercise can help that in a scientific way, rather than you just saying, hey, if you work out, endorphins, everyone talks about endorphins. There's a lot more going on besides that, and this book does a great job of clearing everything up and making us understand better. It also goes into a lot of studies that have been done where exercise helped with depression, with ADHD, goes into stuff with kids and physical education. So it's a great book to have, to reference when you're talking to your client about, hey, listen, you need to do this, and the client says, no, well, I don't know how exercise is going to help me. You can go, bam, and show them. I don't want to give away all the spoils of the book, so I suggest you go out, get yourself a copy, go on Amazon or whatever site you go and purchase books, and definitely get this. This is a must-have. The second thing I want to talk about today is personal trainers and physical therapists and everybody who works with people in that industry need to start expanding the horizons. And what I mean is, we need to start educating ourselves in stuff other than the body. Okay, I know the physical stuff's important. You have to know your anatomy, you have to know your physiology, you have to know how things correlate, how you speak to each other, you have to know what you're doing with your assessments. All that stuff is extremely important. But it was also important itself. So we gotta start looking into things that will help you be a better person all around. What kind of stuff is that? I don't mean everyone has to go out and buy a self-help book or 10 steps to a better you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about exploring yourself. Too often we get burnt out because you're training so many people. You're giving so much of yourself. You don't take any time to work on you. All right, not just physically, also mentally. Sometimes you need that escape, just get away. Maybe go on a vacation. That'll help out. Maybe purchase a book on motivation or inspiration or something that's going to help you focus on you. All right, don't get burnt out as a trainer where you're so busy listening to people's problems all day, and it kind of just piles up, and all of a sudden at the end of the day, you're miserable, you're upset, you're mad at everyone else, you're depressed because you took on everyone else's crap and you didn't let it go. You got to find a release. I don't care what the release is. It could be exercise, but if you're tired of exercising all day, I don't know, go play paintball. Go do something. Go climb a mountain. Go rock climb. Do something that's going to help you focus on you. Now, what I mean by focusing on you, the best way I heard it described to me is like, when you're on an airplane and they say put your mask on first before you help everyone else. Well, that's the same way focusing on yourself helps out. You can't help anyone else until you help yourself. So you're no good to your clients or your patients or whoever you work with if you're miserable, depressed, and down. So you have to focus on you, get yourself built up so that you can build them up. And focusing on you goes back to our mind, body. If you're listening to people complain all day long and that's all in your mind, you're physically going to feel drained. I know a lot of people have jobs that are just so mentally draining that at the end of the day they can't exercise. They're so physically out of it, they can't do it. So you got to find something that kind of clears your mind so that your body can operate. My test to you this week is find something that's going to help you clear your mind. Something where you're moving and doing stuff that just helps you let it all go. I know a lot of people pick on me for a dance and salsa, but to be honest with you, I go out to a nightclub, I dance some salsa, the next day I feel refreshed, I feel good. It kind of clears our mind, helps me get rid of everything. So find something that you enjoy that's going to help you clear your mind, get rid of all the crap you got dumped on all day, and get yourself centered. So be sure to come out March 9th for our trainer networking. Next Generation will be out in New York City. And also March 11th is our Next Generation seminar. If you haven't signed up, I beg you to sign up for it for multiple reasons, but one of the main reasons, we have one of the best lineups of presenters I've seen in a long time. Some new people, some fresh ideas, some things you haven't heard before. So be sure to go to www.leveragetrainingcenter.com and sign up for our next generation seminar. I'll see you guys then. Until next week, Chalk Talk, FLO Fitness, deuces.
Oh! Right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Well.